Opposite the Brazil.
This is the Sports Porch Black and Gold with your hosts, the technical director, the Grand Schwabini, and Hockey Jesus. Come on, Pittsburgh. Let's show a little Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates love. The Sports Porch Black and Gold starts now. Yes, the Sports Porch Black and Gold does start now. You have no idea how difficult it is to get this goddamn show running.
Did you check the mics to make sure
I did check the mics. We're good.
Okay.
You were off work today, correct?
Yeah.
So you had roughly, and you were off yesterday. So you did have a full 24 hours, should you have wished,
36 hours
to get prepared for the show.
All that is true.
And you're saying it was difficult because the last 30 seconds we were sitting here.
No. What I was saying is that you know the situation and you come in and you antagonize me. Hey, look, it doesn't matter. If you're watching us now and you're watching on YouTube, this is the Sports Porch Black and Gold. This shit happens every time we open the show, all during the show and after the show. That is the sacrifice that I make for you. So hit that subscribe button, click notifications if you're on YouTube. We're growing the channel. You guys, our last YouTube live, which was our post-game show for the Texans, was one of our most watched shows.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course,
everybody wants to bitch about the Steelers when they lose in the way they lost.
I look at it as more like everyone in Pittsburgh loves a funeral because there might be food. You know what I mean?
Well, that was even...
There might be a cookie table.
And that was even before we realized Coach Tomlin would be no longer coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
There's no food online. Yeah. That makes no sense. Well, a bad analogy.
Okay. I think it was a good analogy, to be honest with you. But, hey, look, if you're watching us on Facebook, thanks for being here. If you're watching us on X, thanks for being here. Now, I'm going to drop a poll into X right now.
Really?
Yeah. Now, it's
Get out of here.
Technical director.
I'm getting out ahead of myself here. But this poll on X, let's see where it goes. It'll be up for a day. We may or may not breach this subject during this show, but it's Steelers related. The Steelers hold the number 21 pick in the 2026 NFL draft, which, in case you didn't know, is here in Pittsburgh. With Mike Tomlin out and a new era beginning, I hope. What is the top priority for the first round for this pick? And I've got the choices at quarterback, wide receiver, D-line, O-line. Do you want me to add another choice before I hit the post button? Oh, no, it only allows you to 4 choices.
No, 4 is good. Those are 4 good choices.
All right. Sure. So I just popped that up there. So if you're on Twitter, chime in there. Let us know what you think.
It's called X now.
X.
And has been for, I believe, well over a year.
At least 3 years.
Yeah. 3 years? 3 years? Yeah.
You're right.
You'll get there.
I know.
You'll get there.
I know. I'm sorry.
Didn't you buy it after Trump got unelected because he said, we got to get more freedom into this thing?
Here it is right now.
I'll just buy it.
Yeah. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, look, if you know if you know somebody who's a diehard Black and Gold fan, share this with them.
Share it out.
We've been together for 35 years. It's like a really kind of comfortable marriage.
It's a new year. You can say 36.
Okay, 36 years talking about sports. Love to have your input. Love to have you as part of the show. Just trying to grow this thing. God rest the Post-Gazette. Legacy Media is out.
It's gone,
not
man.
Sports related, but
no more Post-Gazette.
I did notice that.
No more papers.
Is there online? Is there online still though?
I think it's actually going out of business. And I'm not going to bust Legacy Media.
No, it'll still be online.
Everything's online anyway.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
They're just no longer actually printing a paper.
Right.
Okay. Well,
anyway. I actually saw a couple with a newspaper in the gym. I'm thinking to myself, like, what?
They're showing off.
It's kind of crazy.
No, they're showing their age is what they're showing. Not even I would carry a newspaper into the gym.
Well, listen, how old do you think they were?
75.
Okay, so is anybody that's 75 not showing their age, whether they have a newspaper or not?
Good point. They looked old. Yes.
And again, we get sidetracked. So the Steelers, after you voted in our X poll, thank you, The Steelers, big news. Coach Tomlin's out. By the way, on our last show, right after that, go back and watch that Texans show, that Texans post game.
Yeah,
you said it.
I said it.
You did?
I said he is gone. There is and I wasn't even thinking about he's going to be fired. He's not going to be fired. He's going to step down. I was like, somebody's going to do the right thing.
Can we talk about that for at least 4 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, incredible job.
I mean, we just spent 5 minutes talking about food.
I mean, like, I don't know if you want like a birthday cake for the accomplishment.
Yeah, you know what? I will take a chocolate cupcake.
That sounds good.
Yeah. There you go. See, now you get one for yourself. So, right. So bang, pat myself on the back there again. But what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Tomlin going away? I mean, I think it's been talked about over and over and over again. Well,
what are your thoughts? Do you think he got pushed out, or do you think he quit?
I think
that's the real question.
Well, here's the thing. And you guys, because
it does matter.
As you watch and learn and chime in with us, and please comment, tell us what you think. Okay. HJ Hockey Jesus here, by the way, down here below me, and then the Grand Schwabini across from me.
I believe you were asked a question.
I know. I really don't know because I
okay, you don't know. Mark, what do you think? I know you have an opinion.
Absolutely. He stepped down himself because it was too quick. And you've also had, Art Rooney making statements like, I didn't see it coming and, all that kind of stuff. And I think the way Tomlin sort of looked at it was that, at some point you got to look at the other side, forget about the winning seasons or non-losing seasons. At some point you have to look at the other side and you have to say, 8 straight playoff losses, 9 straight years without a playoff win. How can I keep going back? Especially when the last 4 or 5 were so lopsided.
Yeah. I have a slightly different take.
Yeah.
I agree. I think he was the ultimate one who pulled the trigger on him leaving.
Yeah.
But I actually think that the Rooneys in this case are basically said to him, like, these are going to be the changes. Like there have to be some changes, and these are going to be the changes. And I think he didn't expect this from Tomlin, and Tomlin basically just said, well, then I quit. I think that's how it went down. And here's why
I don't think so.
Here's why I say that. When Cowher went out, when Noel went out, they also said they're retiring, right? They had a press conference. They came out in front of the public and said the things that they wanted to say about their tenure.
That's a good point.
What did Tomlin do? He published a paragraph, and that was it. You've not even heard from him yet. So I think there were some other things that happened only for that reason. But I don't think Rooney went in and said you're fired. I think he said these are the changes. And Tomlin said, no way, I'm not going to coach under those changes. And for that reason, here's my resignation. I don't think Rooney saw that coming.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
It is surprising that he hasn't had a press conference.
Yeah. I mean, if he wanted to if truly he wanted to just step down and he said, look, I need a break from this. Like I've obviously, reached a peak here. I can't get over that peak. I can get to the postseason. I can win games, but I can't win a playoff game. I need to take a break from this. It's just, I don't have it right now.
Right.
So,
but he didn't even say that. He didn't even come out and say that.
Yes. So, I actually agree with you.
Yeah.
And that's where I was going, is like, I'm not really sure, when the Grand Schwabini.
There's only 2 people who really know.
That's right. And who will ever really know. But when the Grand Schwabini said it happened so fast, that's kind of like, yeah, that sounds right. But something inside of me says they didn't go 24 hours without having a conversation, Rooney and Tomlin.
Sure, yeah.
And there had to be the media pressure and the fan pressure in this town over the last season, really, as it grew and grew and grew, was so big that I felt like it was almost like they might have gotten in the room and just kind of looked at each other and said, well, this has probably got to be it. You know, like it was a mutual.
Yeah, maybe.
Tomlin realized.
I just think
how am I going to win back the fans here? You know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can agree with that. But if that was the case, I still think he would have come out and said something.
Here's Amy May.
I don't
agree with Steve. I think Tomlin left on his own after the booze and the playoff loss.
Right.
Well, Amy's allowed to be wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why we.
Well, I will tell you. I will tell you one thing. One thing that would go in Steve's favor was when the Eagles fired Doug Peterson, Super Bowl winning coach, 3 years post Super Bowl win. He did not have a press conference.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of reporting that they told him, we want to replace the OC and the DC, and we're going to pick them. And he said no.
Yeah.
He said, I can't work like
when
that.
you have that control for so long, that's the only way I see it. When you have it for so long, you're just not willing to give it up. You don't feel like you can have control over your team if the GM are actually picking the players. If the offensive coordinator is actually running the offense. If you've run the Steelers as a monopoly, meaning he makes all the decisions, it's actually nearly impossible to do anything else. Damn it, Kraken just scored a goal.
So, that comment from Hockey Jesus down there is because the Pens are playing right now. So if you are looking for the normal Hockey Jesus episode right after the Pens game, tonight he's here. So when we get to that segment of the show, how much time's left?
About 12 minutes left.
Okay. So by the time we get through all this BS, we should have our own little Hockey Jesus update here.
Unless you get overtime in a shootout.
Steelers Freak is back in the house. Thanks for being here, Steelers Freak. 22 players on 1-year contracts. Rodgers not having it. And the stress of looking for the next QB were not worth him coming back.
That's a very good point, Steelers Freak.
Yeah. And Mike Lawrence back in the house. Rooney said it was a kind of family decision. I think his family may have told him to resign based on all the negative reactions to his records. I mean,
also very possible.
Yeah. And then, of course, you remember all the rumors when Bill Cowher left.
Oh, gosh.
And now they're starting these same types of rumors.
Yeah, true.
That clickbait is just you know what? Yeah. Just when you see it and you accidentally click on it, just hit exit and say, go away. Yeah. Never show me this post again because that's ridiculous.
And I don't really care what anybody does in their personal life anyway. I mean, I'm not giving any credibility to this bullshit. I started seeing it and I just started laughing. Like, where do these? I mean, but anyway,
they just want the clicks.
Anyway,
we're here for you. We're not here for the clicks.
So
clicks are nice.
That team is facing a bad upcoming year. He knew it and kept his 500 above.
He did. He kept it intact. Yeah. Never had a losing season.
I agree with you there too.
Put it on his HOF plaque.
I really do. I really do. And now he is going to sail off into the sunset.
I disagree, though. I do think. I know you think he won't coach again. I think he will coach.
He might.
I think he will.
But the beautiful thing about him, if he does coach again, the Steelers are going to get a number 1 pick. So that's great.
Although it's only if he coaches next year. If he waits 2 years, they get nothing.
Oh, because he's only under contract for the next year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to put this poll up on Twitter, on X right now.
I get you.
Another poll.
Yeah, because
then I hope he coaches next year.
I'm going to put, will Mike Tomlin coach again? Yes or no? I'm going to give this one like 7 days. That's what I'm going to give it. Will Mike Tomlin coach again? Yes or no? Go if you're watching us on X. We got a bunch of people watching there. Thanks again. Hit that follow button. It's been hard growing our X page.
Come on,
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
We don't post enough.
I know that is the problem. We're going to try to post more. I promise you. But got another post up there. Drop a comment.
Something insensitive.
We'll please fire away.
No,
go ahead.
No, it had to do with porn, and it's just not necessary on the show right now.
You just said the magic word. You might as well. No. Anyway. So will Tomlin coach again? And that moves us into the Steelers coaching search.
Nice save.
You didn't make a comment on it. I made one for you. You don't want to voice your own opinion?
What about?
I said he will never coach again. I said said he would coach again. You said that he would not coach again. But do you want to expand upon your thoughts?
No. Yeah, no. I don't think he'll coach again. That's just my gut feeling. You know, everybody thought Bill Cowher was going to coach again.
Yeah, that's true.
They thought he was going to coach again, and he
had some opportunities.
He's probably still getting calls.
Well, there's with all
the coaches that are available.
I think
that's true.
Well,
not today.
I mean,
there's a difference between Cowher and Tomlin. Cowher went into the booth, or the set.
Well, he went into the booth
show. Right. And he fell in love with it.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
And he thought, like, this is the greatest thing in the world. I get paid to talk ball with all these other guys who like to talk ball, and I don't have any pressure, and nobody comes down hard on me for anything.
Yep.
And that was great. Now, Tomlin, number one, we don't know if he's going into TV. I suspect he will, but we don't know if he's going to like it.
Right.
And I suspect he might not.
Right.
I think he just might be. I think he's driven and fueled because his biggest attribute, like everybody says, is he's such a motivator.
Right.
It's tough when you all of a sudden don't have 53 guys to motivate.
Ooh.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that
sounds like it's coming from a former head coach himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if
just sales team.
I don't know why. I don't know why
Excellent,
I think this.
excellent.
I think he could coach in the college, in the
You think?
NCAA.
I don't know.
No. I think kids at that level would really respond to him.
Well,
he
might like that.
You know what I think he'd be looking for? He'd be looking for.
Like he'd go to his alma mater. He'd go to Maryland.
He's looking for the John Gruden replace Tony Dungy at Tampa Bay job. So like, for example,
I can see that.
If he was going to coach somewhere else this year, he'd be looking at that Buffalo job.
Yeah.
Give me the franchise quarterback that can't go over the hump, and I'm going to will them over the hump with my motivation.
It's interesting. Now
he did it before, I hear.
He did.
He is under contract.
Right.
And it would technically be a trade.
Yeah, we did just talk about this. Were you not listening?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, man, I'm listening, paying
Penn's
attention.
going on the power play.
He's watching a friggin' hockey game, so I'm paying attention to everything.
Yep.
Okay, because you don't pay attention to anything but your own voice.
And what a voice you have, Mark.
Yes, that is true.
It's a voice made for not being on TV
with
radio,
with talent on loan from God, as Rush Limbaugh.
I like this. I like that saying. I never heard that before. I never listened to that guy.
That was Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Coming to you with talent on loan from God. That's how he said it.
I mean, it does sound like me.
Thank you. Yeah,
thank you.
What's the next topic?
Right.
And don't make it the Pirates.
It's not going to be the
Despite
Pirates.
Mark's great hat.
No, I said Steelers coaching search. Who is the top candidate? So
okay. Let's go, because I got to ride you right into the ground on this.
I think this is what we should do. We should come up with who we think the Steelers are going to pick as their next head coach, and who, if we were running the Steelers, would pick as their next coach.
Okay. All right.
Fine.
Why don't you start? Because I think we know.
No. We're going to let HJ start.
Well, I have the list of coaching interview requests by the.
Okay, yeah. Let's run those down.
I'm going to butcher some of these names, so please bear with me. Ejiro Evero.
Yeah, he's one that just recently
Panthers defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's a guy who I did not know as of yesterday.
Yeah. Brian Flores, he was here for a little while.
Yep.
Jeff Hafley, okay, that's the Packers.
He's actually gone now. He just became head coach of Miami.
So he's off the list. Clay Kubiak, all right. Mike McCarthy, Jesse Minter, Nate Scheelhaase.
Yep. He's the OC with the Rams?
The Rams, yeah, that's right. Chris Shula and Anthony Weaver.
Okay. For some reason, Anthony Weaver's getting a lot of play. I also didn't know who he was until today, but he's got a second, I believe, set up with the Steelers, and he's got a first set up with the Ravens.
Right.
Yeah,
that's correct. So if you're asking me who I think, I think they're going to hire. I think they are going to hire Anthony Weaver. I think he's the guy, and he here's the reason: defensive guy. He's a little bit older He's a little bit older than the typical Steeler. He's in his 40s.
Mhm.
Typically, they hire guys in their 30s. I think they're gonna probably they're not gonna worry about that 6 or 7 age difference just because they like who he is.
Mhm.
I think I like Chris Shula. He's younger. He comes from the Rams. He's coming from that. Tree that
Shanahan.
Shanahan and McVay, right? So he's coming from a pretty good lineage of he's seen some good coaching done.
And he's got it in the bloodlines.
Yeah. Weaver is coming from the Dolphins, which I don't know about that. But if you're a head coach, it doesn't matter because you're just going to take over. So those would be my two. Who do you have, Mark?
I gotta get this comment up here.
Go ahead.
Steelers freak. Scheelhaase is on the sideline with Will Hyde at the 2-minute warning. I can hear the announcer now. Okay, go for it, Schwaber.
This freaking power.
Well, I want to ask a question first.
Hmm?
Do they like Brian Flores? Because he strikes me as kind of an odd candidate. Like, I think he was gone because Tomlin probably felt threatened by him, number one. And number two, his exit from Miami was less than desirable with, in a sense, kind of pointing the finger at Dolphins upper management for wrongdoing. So I can't imagine that they really like him. But from what I hear, the reason why he's coming in for an interview is because he's familiar and they like him in the building.
Yeah, I think he's just too old. But
Yeah.
I see him as defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I see him as defensive coordinator. Now, that's if he doesn't get another head coaching job somewhere. I think he's also interviewed at Minnesota.
Okay.
So it's my turn now.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't given mine, but since we've got you paying attention, let's get
it while you're hot.
you first.
Take it while it's hot.
Let's go for you first.
This is not a popular pick. And for that reason, I am willing to concede that it won't happen. But I do believe that there is a greater than 50% chance, which makes his chance better than anybody else's. And that's Mike McCarthy. And I said that days ago. And I fully believe that Art Rooney II is not looking to make any great big changes in the way that they approach things. McCarthy has deep Pittsburgh ties. This would be his dream job, I'm assuming. I don't think it's to Art Rooney II. It is not a risky pick. It's not a risky pick. He's more of an offensive minded coach. So that satisfies the criticism of their offense has sucked basically since Ben Roethlisberger left. And no, he doesn't have a quarterback, but he does know a pretty good quarterback who's probably going to retire, but that guy's name is Aaron Rodgers. And it's unfortunate, but if I base this on your hockey Jesus's never-ending
vast knowledge of Steelers history.
Well, disdain, that too, but disdain for the current version of the Rooney family running the team. This is the pick. To me, this is just the pick. You can make all the arguments you want about all of these other very talented coordinators. Brian Flores will not be the head coach of this team.
He, by the way, Steelers freak, yes, he is coming in for a second interview. Yeah.
So Brian Flores will not be the head coach of this team. Do you have some sort of volume going on?
Sounds like a woman's in the house.
I'm just watching you get distracted.
I think my wife just walked in.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the.
No, I think
we have a sports talk show on right now.
Hey, it's never a dull moment around here. Okay, I just want you to know that. So
I'm right there with you, Mike Lawrence. Please, not McCarthy. He's been poisoned. He's been poisoned by more than Jerry Jones.
Yeah, listen. I am definitely not on that train because I want to see Mike McCarthy on the sidelines at Acrisure Stadium. That's not what I think is the right call. If you want to ask me who I think the right call is, that's tough. I mean, I do like Shula. Tough. I like Shula. They love Pittsburgh connections, and I think he would probably be, and he's, being on the Rams, he's a little more defensive minded, but you got to remember, we're shying away from.
They're not gonna hire an offensive minded coach,
right? But what I'm saying is, you got to remember, we're shying away from the defensive coach side of the ball. Like, oh God, like it would be another Tomlin. Just because you hire Chris Shula and he's a defensive minded head coach at that point, that doesn't mean he's not going to be okay with bringing in a young, great offensive coordinator. Yeah. That was Tomlin's call.
Hey, young Tomlin was great.
Right. He had Arians.
Yeah.
He had right. So I'm not saying that I don't want somebody else. I would like to see, if I'm going to pick Chris Shula. I am.
There you go.
I would like to see that, but I believe.
I think they're going to go with the football guy. Anthony Weaver's a football guy. He's played football.
Yeah.
He played defensive end. I just think that's who they're going to go with. So, Mark, give us your guy.
I am going to give you the guy that the Grand Schwalbini would select. And what do you know? It's the same guy that the Steelers are going to select. And that will be Clay Kubiak.
Yeah, Clay Kubiak. He's big on the list.
Offensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers. What did the San Francisco 49ers lack this year? Wide receivers. How was their offense? Pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
He's learned from Shanahan, one of the best.
That's true.
He's young enough. He's got football in his blood. And I think that the Steelers are going to, sort of appeal to the Steelers fan that wants something new.
Yeah.
And with it always having been about defense, I see them going in a new direction. They're probably thinking either A, we got to develop Howard, or B, we're going to draft a quarterback and we need a guy who can develop a quarterback.
It'd be good if they went that direction. And that would be new for them. A, he's older. B, he's offensive minded. So that would be completely against what they normally do. And I'm a big fan of doing something new.
But young enough. Young enough.
He's not a guy who's at the end of his career.
Right.
Let's face it. This guy could still coach for 20 years in the league and be no problem.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what the Steelers look for typically. So we'll see. I mean, the Steelers have gone against their grain. They're starting to make trades. He's
37.
Yeah. Oh, is he 37?
Yeah, he's 37.
Oh, well, see, that fits the mold perfectly, except for that he's offensive minded. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's the right age for sure.
Now, here's the one thing that I have thought about.
And he's younger than Rodgers, so he probably doesn't want to bring Rodgers back.
In regards to this whole coaching search thing, I mean, Hafley's off the board. Somebody else came off the board earlier.
John Harbaugh's off the board.
Which they were never going to hire anyway. Stefanski is in Atlanta.
Stefanski's off the board.
And for everybody in this town, and I've heard them all over the radio, media, and all this. They should have at least looked at Stefanski. No.
They didn't have a chance to.
No, but I don't agree with that at all. You don't hire the coach from
the guy has only won 8 games in his career with Cleveland. 8 games.
Shut up.
What are you talking about? That's not right.
No.
You think he went 11-5 and took
in his last 2 years.
Oh, last 2 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
but sorry.
But he was head coach. He was coach of the year twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he was good, he was good.
Right,
but I don't know.
Yeah. Now the next situation we have that I want to talk about here is,
come on, Pence.
As far as the Steelers are concerned, anyway. And before we get there, I want to thank you if you're watching us on YouTube.
No, that's not icing.
If you pick us up on, first of all, I have to apologize for Hockey Jesus. He gets a little animated, which is why sometimes he has to sleep in another room. So,
downstairs.
If you whatever.
In a van down by the river.
In a van down by the river. Yes, exactly. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for being here, man. Hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're right here live. click notifications, and you'll know. If you're watching us on X and you prefer to watch on YouTube, hop over there or hit the follow button on X. Facebook, same thing. That page is taken off. I drop it into a podcast on Spotify or anywhere else after the show, and we throw a bunch of reels and shorts and all that garbage out there for everybody to enjoy. Hey, rip us to shreds. We would love that. Okay, we're fans. We enjoy it. Who are the Steelers going to draft at number 21? I mean, it's early. Like, I get it. It's very, very early. And we do have a new, obviously, regime that will be taking over. And
oh, yeah.
I want to know.
Way to go, boys.
I put this out there on Twitter earlier, on X earlier. What I put out there, I'm going to mute you, Hockey Jesus. What I put out there was, with the 21 pick, what do they need? Quarterback, wide receiver, D-line, O-line. I mean, we got some votes coming in. Everybody's saying wide receiver so far.
What don't they need?
Right.
What I want to know is, I got 0 on quarterback. Why is that? Why is that?
Well, let us talk about that. That's an easy answer.
Yeah, it is an easy
answer. Extremely easy, because it's not a deep quarterback crop. It's not a deep quarterback room. And you know, there's one guy, Mendoza, who's going to go number 1. And then the second best quarterback's from Oregon. He decided to go back to school.
Well, that other guy's pretty good, Ty Simpson.
And you got Ty Simpson. Now, Ty Simpson, look, if there were 5 quarterbacks that, you know, let's say had a first round grade in this draft class, you'd probably be able to get him at 21.
Mm-hmm.
But since
there's only 3.
Since he might be the number 2 guy, he'll probably go somewhere between like 7 and 13. And, you know, the question is it worth it to trade up for this guy? He's only played football for 1 year, you know, at Alabama. So I don't see them doing that. I see them taking with the new coach. Good job, I see them taking the longer path, you know, so build up the offensive line or the defensive line. You know, probably get a receiver in the second round. See if Will Howard's got anything. If he doesn't, you know, give the keys to Mason Rudolph. Have your 6-11 season and go for the quarterback the next year.
HJ?
This is a tough one for me, because I think they're going to do something different only because of drafts in Pittsburgh.
So you think they want to make a splash?
I think they're going to move up, and I think they're going to draft a quarterback. Mm-hmm. Now, how far they're going to move up and who they're going to get, I can't. Nobody knows that. Mm-hmm. But I think that's what they're going to do. If they stay put, I think they have to take a wide receiver. I mean, they absolutely have to do something about that position. They got DK there. Why not bring in a young wide receiver to play with DK, right? I mean, so if they're going to stay put, it's wide receiver. But I really do believe, like, it's in Pittsburgh. Could you imagine the freaking crowd go nuts when they say the trade is in? The Steelers have traded for the number.
Steelers are on the clock. The Steelers have
traded for the number 3 pick. They've given up 4 picks for him, but they got him. You know, they only want to make a splash on that opening night. The rest of nobody watches the rest of the draft for the most part. Yeah. You know, it's just the first one, and the fact that they're going to have a new coach, new quarterback, new blood. You know, I think it's just, I think the planets are in alignment for this to happen. I don't know. I'm still very skeptical, because the Steelers are super traditional, and that's just not, they never do that. They never, ever do that. But so that's why I think it's going to be a wide receiver at 21.
Yeah. Tommy on YouTube, thanks for being here, buddy. Boys. If you're not a subscriber, please think about it. Wide receiver, please.
I'm with you, Tommy.
Steelers freak. 2 wide receivers, right guard, D line, interior, inside linebacker, cornerback, safety. Everybody. A quarterback could be a diamond in the rough again.
Hey, maybe Josh Allen will be available.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the more I've thought about it, the more I say to myself, just going back to this Tomlin thing real quick, but man, Buffalo would be perfect for that guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, is there any conceivable way that there's no conceivable way they could get him unless they offered the Steelers something unimaginable?
Yeah.
You know,
Josh Allen.
Yeah. In which case, then he wouldn't want to go. So, okay, there's that.
Joke's on you, Mike.
So franchise QB in the 2026 draft is Will Howard.
Way to go, boys.
And this is for everybody who I heard all day long today saying, hey, we got to give Will Howard or Mason Rudolph a chance. Look, I'm gonna piggyback this whole thing on this.
I like the way you took your glasses off, make you look smarter.
It's the way it is. It's the way it works. With talent on loan from God. I'm sorry, Rush Limbaugh. Rest in peace. I neither liked him or disliked him.
Is he dead?
Oh, yeah, he died.
Okay.
Yeah, like lung cancer.
Wade did.
He smoked a ton of cigarettes.
Did he?
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. That's right. Yeah,
That'll
you should
do.
probably quit smoking, Mark.
That'll do. Thankfully, I don't smoke.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so
getting that secondhand smoke from Amy.
Did I say? Yeah.
You can see Amy sitting around there smoking cigarettes.
Living with him. I mean, we smoked a lot living with him. I mean, it was.
Yeah, but that was different than cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, we threw a few of those in there as well for good measure. What I'm throwing out there is this. When I used to talk about head coaches and coaching changes, you might remember this, HJ. I used to say all the time, and of course, this is the old school NFL, but I think it kind of applies still now. I mean, there's some, it happens. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I used to say when you get a new head coach, the best you can hope for is an 8-8 season. Now, that was back in the day, 16 games. Now, I think the best you can hope for is a 9-8 or 8-9 season when you get a new head coach, because you got a new head coach, you got a new staff, you got a new plan, you got new players, you got all this kind of stuff. What I want to know is we haven't had a losing season around here in 19 years, boys. 19 years we haven't had a losing season. If we follow protocol and we bring in a new head coach, no matter who the hell it is, considering the issues that the team has, I am going to say that I'm betting that when we have our yearly prediction show at the end of the preseason next year, we're probably going to predict the Steelers have a losing record unless, they trade for Joe Burrow or something ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Another loser quarterback.
So, right. But good. So,
good.
Right. Yeah. So,
Good regular season quarterback.
Right. So, you see where I'm going with this. How many losing seasons as fans now are we going to put up with? Because I think most of Steelers Nation, I'm gonna make an assumption out there. And if
such an easy question.
If you disagree with me, I want you to tell me you disagree with me. But how many Steelers Nation fans right now would say, listen, a year where we're down near the bottom to get that really good draft pick the next year, I can live with that. I can even get behind it and watch the team and see, because, we won't have to watch Tomlin mismanage the clock anymore and all that kind of bullshit. So, so I think a lot of Steelers Nation is going to say, yeah, that'll be fine. 6-10, 5-11, blah, blah, blah. Just not 0-17, please. How many of those in a row are you think they're willing to put up with? Because this franchise has a history of sticking with head coaches, and they usually produced pretty quickly. And, Noel turned a crappy team into a Super Bowl champion and a dynasty. And then Cower came in and turned a team that was downhill very quickly into a powerhouse and then a Super Bowl champion. Mike Tomlin kept that going and then never had a losing season. So how many losing seasons are we willing to put up with before we realize that the Steelers are going to keep this guy around for 10 years, even if he's losing? I mean,
the answer is 2.
That's what you'll accept.
No, that's the right answer, because in 2 losing seasons, and by losing seasons I mean like 4 wins, like 4, 5, 6 wins, right. No more than 6 wins.
Right.
It's you're out of it by mid-season. That kind of season. If you have 2 seasons like that, you're going to get a top 5 pick both of those seasons. That gives you 1 year to F up your quarterback pick so that the next year you can get it right. Okay? So that's exactly what the New England Patriots did. They were on this track. They remember, they brought in Cam Newton, right? He was a failure from the start. So then but they had an okay season. Then they had Mac Jones, kind of like their Kenny Pickett. A
little better than Kenny Pickett,
yeah, a
but
little
same
better,
idea.
but same idea, right?
Yeah.
Then they had garbage years, so they had to play Jacoby Brissett, Bailey Zappi. They still had Mac Jones around because they were, he was in his third year, and they were garbage. And then the next year, who'd they get? Drake May. And now everything just falls together. Now, the other thing they did too was they drafted well at the wide receiver position, the talent positions, and that's it. That's all it takes. You got to be bad for a couple years to get those top 5 picks. And if you do it for 2 years and you hit on one of them, you're back. Now, if you do it for more than a couple years, then you become the Cleveland Browns. And that's not good. Nobody wants to go there.
Well, I would say 2 years, but a little bit different on the reasoning. I think your first year, you allow for not having your franchise quarterback, and you'll have a losing season with either Will Howard or Mason Rudolph. Then your second year, you draft your quarterback, and you're gonna let that rookie play the probably second half of the year, right? Because you're already out of it. Right. Yeah. Right. And then, but then your second year, that's when you're going to have that top 10 pick. You're going to draft your quarterback, and you're going to get that quarterback, possibly even playing from the very beginning of the season, but they're going to have their ups and downs as a rookie. So, best case scenario, 9-8, best case. Right. So I'm willing to say, okay, if it's 7-10, if it's 6-11, okay, it's a first bad year. Look, Drake May didn't have a good first year.
Oh, 3-14.
3-14, right? So
bad coach.
But then the second year, Drake May,
great coach.
Drake May with a good coach, and here we go.
Yeah, and that's the real dilemma that the Steelers have, is that they don't have a coach right now, and they also don't have a quarterback. And that's why this is going to be one of the most interesting off seasons we've had in 15 years since they were relevant as a playoff team. But they're kind of stuck, which is why I think that unless, again, there's some sort of, and blockbusters happen, blockbusters happen. Teams make ridiculous trades all the time.
It's still very rare.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
So I'm just leaving that in there because that changes the landscape. But
it does.
But I have a feeling that we are in for probably that year that everybody or a lot of fans have been asking for. But you got to remember what you asked for. You got to be careful what you asked for, because in any universe, and this is coming from a recovering Redskins fan. Okay. In any universe, even if you think your team is bad, and if you're a Browns fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're a Browns fan, you're a Redskins fan, you think your team is bad, you go into the next year with very little hope, even though they're hyping the hope and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It still sucks to watch.
Yeah.
It sucks.
That's why the head coach is a really important position to get right.
Yes,
it is. If you get somebody who can't evaluate talent, who has no idea what kind of offense he wants to put together or defense, hopefully you hire somebody to do one or the other, right? And then it just becomes a shit show. And it can happen in 2 or 3 years. And I know I wouldn't put up for longer than that. You start seeing it. You see a trend after 2 years. The other thing that Chicago did, another team that turned it around pretty quickly, what they did with their free agent signings was they went and got offensive linemen, right? Good anchored offensive linemen to keep Caleb Williams from getting killed, which he got killed the year before, and that helped. I mean, they went out and got Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson. They got Drew Dahlman as their center. So they really anchored that offensive line. That's the smart way to go about it if you want to do it quickly. And let's face it, I have one of the most creative offensive minds as head coach right now. And plus, I don't know where that horseshoe is hiding up his ass, but Caleb Williams can throw the ball anywhere and it gets a touchdown.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Too bad he's out. But man, that fourth down play.
That was one of the best ever.
That
was a 14-yard completion.
Yeah. I know. But it was really 40.
He ran back 30 yards. Yeah, I know.
So I think that's the Steelers got a lot of things to look at here that they can get back into, They weren't ever not relevant. But to be able to take that next step, to come into the playoffs and say, hey, we actually really have a chance this year. Not like, well, if this goes right and this goes right and this goes right, then we got a chance. No, you want to go in the playoffs the way the Patriots did, the way Chicago did. You're playing home games. You're feeling good about the way you're going in. You've got a plan for beating the other team, and you do. You know.
So here's and we'll wind it on this and move on to our NFL predictions and other stuff. I want to see commitment from Rooney by giving the new head coach whatever and whomever he asks for. Expand the staff with analytics and AI, plus upgrade the facilities. What do you think the chances of all that happening are?
I think it's absolutely necessary.
But what do you think the chances of it happening are?
Well, I think it's going to happen because I think Art wants $600 million for upgrades at the old stadium. Right. So I think in order for him to get that, he's going to have to show he can spend money so that he can say, look, I'm spending money on all this. You got to spend the money on the infrastructure and then stick it to the city of Pittsburgh.
That's a good point. If you had said no, because the Steelers are historically a little bit, you can never say any professional sports team is cheap.
No.
But they're
Rudy
cheap.
is a businessman.
Okay.
He will spend money so that he can make money.
But,
and that's the way I see this.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
It's a shame he doesn't see that investing in head coaches he did pay Tomlin a lot of money, but
he did.
The wrong
he
guy.
spent all his money on one guy. Once again, it was a failed model, and that model is now over. So, yay for us.
Yes. All right. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, thanks for being here so much. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, please. We're on every Monday night. Don't you like how I ask and I say please?
You're very kind, considerate.
You think people will
you can't bully people into pushing the subscribe.
I can't say something.
In fact, I would unsubscribe if you said if you don't push that subscribe button right now, just leave. That's probably not a good way to go.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not even going to joke about that. But if you do hit the subscribe button and click notifications, you'll know when we go live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can watch our shorts. You can watch our TikTok. You can watch our X. If you're
listen
on X,
to our podcast.
Listen to our podcast. Visit our website.
You can be with us all week long.
Yes, indeed.
I never get enough of us.
This guy,
don't forget the hockey Jesus.
You never get enough of yourself. I know. That's what I was just doing. That pointing down here. The hockey Jesus preaches after every single Penguins game.
Amen.
At the Sports Porch podcast. And boy, let me tell you something, man. If you want to learn about hockey,
people are probably coming on right now to hear the hockey Jesus because the game just ended.
Give me an amen.
Amen, brothers. Amen.
So thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for being. All right. Every year we do porch picks. What are porch picks? Well, obviously we pick the games. I messed up last week. I'm not really sure what our records are anymore, other than I know that HJ is on top at 35-29, but I lost count. I'm
and no one is surprised.
Listen, guys, I'm a former banker, and I math.
I can tell you, I was 3-1 this weekend.
Yeah, I know you were. I know you were. Were you 3-1? No, you were 2-1, dude. What did I miss?
There's 4 games.
Here we go again.
It's 4 games.
Anyway, okay.
So. Just like last week. Yeah, Sorry, fans. Fans.
It was Bills at Broncos.
Hey, Tommy, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it.
Whatever. Anyway, yes, thank you very much. Let's just talk games here. Patriots at Broncos Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Stidham at the helm.
What's going to happen here, HJ? Your pick in the comments, guys.
Well, judging from the way that the Bills got effed with that non-catch, interception, whatever it is.
We could talk about that.
I think that they have it in. I think they want the Broncos to be there. But boy, can you take Jared Stidham over Drake May at this point?
Drake May was terrible in the last game.
He was. He was bad.
I wouldn't say he was terrible.
As a matter of fact, I would say here's what I would say. Just tell me what you guys think.
Okay.
I think the overwhelming theme to me this weekend was just how bad the star quarterback play was.
Yeah, I agree with
you. From C.J. Stroud to Josh Allen.
The only one who really pulled it out was Stafford at the end.
Yeah.
And he made some mistakes.
Right.
But he didn't make egregious
But there was a lot of bad play. Yeah. I mean, like, would Josh Allen have 4 fumbles?
Yeah. Well, and how
2
many
interceptions?
How many did C.J. Stroud have?
C.J. Stroud had 4 interceptions. I mean, it was insanity.
And didn't he have a fumble or two as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think CJ Stroud actually had 7 turnovers.
So
Yeah.
I see
Yeah, I think you're right.
the
It's
Super
either
Bowl
6 or
going
7.
one of two ways. Either
Hey, can you hear us now, Steelers Freak? How about that? Maybe you can hear us now.
I just unmuted, like I hit the thing in the middle. So we
Our
should
only technical director has decided just to try and shut down the show. And 1 blank for a yes, 2 blanks for a no. Still no sound. Oh, no, we're back.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
All right.
So
I'm definitely going to go.
That's what I'm going to go with.
That's what I'm going to go with New England. I just think that
There's no way.
there's no way, even though he used to be in New England, can make it happen.
Yeah, you gotta go Patriots here. I mean, I'll tell you what. If there was a service backup in Denver, I would probably pick Denver.
Well, I heard that they were going to go after Tom Brady.
How about
What do you think?
Drew Brees?
Drew Brees is out there too. No, I think.
If there was a service back, let's just say if Malik Willis was back,
Yeah.
then I would probably pick Denver.
I mean, they're very confident with Stidham. Like I see all the X
About this stuff, Stidham versus being the back
about those, Stidham versus
Did you see the
backup
Nick Foles
going out and
tweet?
get Brady? Something ridiculous.
Nick Foles tweeted and said,
No, I didn't see that. What did he say?
Hoping for a speedy recovery. Hey, Denver, just remember, New England doesn't do well. New England doesn't do well.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's absolutely possible. Like saying that there's no audio now. Big delays and echoes. So we're gonna have to end this. Yeah. No, you're right, Tommy.
Wait a minute. I think it's coming back.
It's coming back.
Is it
Maybe.
coming back?
Probably because we're on Wi-Fi.
Did the generator kick in?
The generator kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you better go on mute. You better go on mute if this is coming back. The device is not connected. No, it's not coming back.
So,
And
There you go.
You're back
we
at
go.
least. You're back
There
at
we
least.
go. Oh my God, we still have 60 freaking people here. Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness, there
Thanks
we go.
so much.
That's a dedicated group.
Yeah.
I
man.
tell you what,
Listen,
if you stay during that, just give yourself a round of applause.
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
Because
Honestly.
we have a technical director who has technical problems.
No, this is all about
His infrastructure in his house.
the internet. No.
Oh no. It can't be him. It's got to be somebody.
We are
else.
working to
So-
remodel the studio.
Yes.
So hopefully that'll be part
Maybe
of the
a new
plan.
generator
It
and a
will be.
backup
Yeah.
Wi-Fi will be part
I
of
think
it.
we need a generator and a generator, backup Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
and then we should be in good shape.
Yeah.
We apologize to you, our fans.
We're going to pull it out of the budget with the generator.
All right, so I went with New England. Mark, who are you going to go with?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with New England. I just don't believe in Jarrett Stidham.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves a technical director.
Listen, man, I got to go with I got to go with New England.
Yeah.
I got to go with New England.
I'm with you, Yoho, son. We need some sassafras in the budget.
Yeah. Well, we got plenty of that around. Anyway,
hidden in the walls.
All
I guess.
right. You guys sounded like NASA astronauts. That's awesome. I
Wow.
love that.
Our best show yet.
I can't, I go back and listen to a lot of our shows. I can't wait.
Live from NASA.
Live from the moon. It is the Sports Porch Black
All right.
Gold.
What other games being played tomorrow on Sunday?
There is another game. The other game is Rams at Seahawks.
By the way, Zach Charbonneau, my favorite kind of wine, is out for the season, torn ACL.
That's actually better. I think KW3 is a much better runner.
Well, he definitely is.
Yeah.
But you
need that combination.
It's a
right?
combo, and then he can take a rest.
They got to have a secondary backup who's almost as good.
I don't know if anybody's near the level of Chardonnay.
Just throw it to JSN.
Just like Kramer, he always dreamed of becoming a banker. Thank you, Steelers, for acknowledging that. Who did you just go with?
So I have to go. This is not who I think is going to win, but I have to go with the Rams because they're my Super Bowl pick.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go against the Rams, I would be lying to myself at the beginning of the year. So I'm not going to do that. I'm picking the Rams.
I'm completely okay.
I'm going to go with those Seahawks.
Yeah, they're really.
I mean, look, to me anyway, when I'm watching these games, the Seahawks stand out to me as the best team in the NFL.
Totally agree.
So
I've been saying that for weeks.
So I'm going to say, yeah, you have. I'm going to say that they continue that. And I'll tell you what, too, just take a little shot here.
They could get out coached.
Nope, that's the shot.
Oh, here we go.
The shot. Sean McVay is like one of the worst coaches of all time.
Really?
Wait. I beg to differ. He has the most amount of playoff wins for a man under 40 in the history of the league. And it's double the next guy.
All right, well, then I'm wrong.
You're completely wrong.
And he has won a Super Bowl.
But he was egregious yesterday. Egregious.
Yeah,
he basically,
you're right about this.
Should have ended the Rams season yesterday with his boneheaded play.
Oh my goodness.
You've got like a 3rd and 7 to basically you get 8 yards, you win the game, and the Bears have no chance to come back. If you do a running play, they don't even have to burn a timeout, which would be one legitimate reason, because the 2-minute warning's in 7 seconds.
Exactly.
So it was an absolutely idiotic play call, which almost cost this team.
You take the ball out of your best player's hand.
Right. I mean,
you're only losing you're only losing like 5 seconds if he doesn't catch the ball.
Right. And
he could catch the ball and get down.
Right.
Then you make it to the 2-minute warning.
I don't know. I feel like I've just seen him more recently. I mean, because obviously he won the Super Bowl like 5 years ago, something like that.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just seen him in recent playoff years. Like he's not making the right calls. He's almost like I almost look at Sean McVay nowadays like he's cursed. It's like he loses games in the craziest of ways. Blocked field goals. You know what I mean? Yeah. Missed field goals.
2022, the Rams won Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not a big believer in Sean McVay. I think he's actually a really bright mind, and I think he's an excellent offensive coordinator.
Sometimes he can outguess himself.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think he outguesses
Stick to the
himself.
basics when it comes to the game.
Right.
I think Sean McVay is one of the best head coaches.
Oh, I agree.
He took a team in the Rams. Looks like we're having some internet issues again, but he took a team in the Rams who had what ended up being a pretty good quarterback in the NFL, Jared Goff. Took them to the Super Bowl. He realized that he already had the pieces in place. He needed one thing. He needed Matt Stafford.
Yeah, he needed a better quarterback.
He got him, and he won the Super Bowl. And since then,
the boy genius, I think, also scored 9 points in the first Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're not a freaking genius if you score 9 points with that team in the Super Bowl.
Listen, I think that Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the NFL.
I agree with you. And that's why I think he can outcoach the rookie coach up in Seattle.
Yeah. Now,
I don't know. Well, he's not a rookie coach. It's second year.
That's what I mean.
So you're going Rams. Who are you going? Grant Schwabini, who are you going?
I said Seattle.
Oh, you said
I think that's their only hope.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
but Seattle's definitely the better team.
This is the crux of this whole thing.
The whole enchilada
is that Seattle's playing at home. Sam Darnold, everybody's afraid, is going to have another explosion. This is where we find out if Darnold obviously learned from his experiences with the shitty Jets and the shitty Panthers. Yes, they're shitty, even though they made the playoffs.
And the shitty Vikings.
And then the shitty Vikings. Well, the Vikings weren't. He did well. He had a good coach, and then he blew up. In a playoff game, the pressure. This is his shot at redemption. It's his only shot. If he blows up in this game, even if they lose, but he doesn't blow up, but if he blows up in this game, he's done, because the NFL has no patience anymore. Now, he'll probably stay the starting quarterback. He might be a decent quarterback.
Tomlin's head coach, he'll pick him up.
He'll become Kirk Cousins, just another guy who shows up with stats, who can win games in the regular season, and in the playoffs just doesn't know what to do with himself. So this is it. Who do I give the victory to? I'm going with the Rams. I think Sean McVay's been there before. I think Matt Stafford knows exactly how not to panic in these situations. They showed, I know they were favored against the Bears by 3 or 3.5 or whatever it was. But, I thought going into that game with a 0-degree wind chill and all that stuff, I figured it's just not going to happen. The Bears almost did. But they're coming back out to Seattle. The weather's not going to be quite as bad. McVay knows how to coach in these situations. I think the Rams are going to win. And by the way, both my Super Bowl picks, the Chargers and the Eagles, are out. So I do get to pick freely. So that's what I think is going to happen. Your picks down in the comments, folks. Your picks down in the comments. Subscribe to us on YouTube at the Sports Porch Podcast. Click notifications. You'll see us every Monday night, 7 p.m., without a doubt, having a great time, yucking it up, as they like to say. Yeah, I'm looking for a little color here, boys. I mean, we could do
your technical issues have thrown me for a loop.
You've been very dry the past couple of minutes. I'm sort of falling asleep. So if you could maybe get to the next segment, I appreciate it.
Okay, so this guy below me, or this guy above me right here, he was below me before the technical difficulties. That's why TD and TD are, anyway. Hockey Jesus preaches on the podcast after every single hockey's game without fail. Hey, look, it's 1 a.m. and they just finished a West Coast victory. He's on live. But if you don't want to stay up that late, you can catch him on the podcast the next day. Hockey Jesus, the Penguins, did they just win?
Hey, Sports Porcher.
Here we go.
I have some good news. The Pittsburgh Penguins did get a 6-3 win in Seattle. They got 2 of the 4 points they need on this swing out to the West Coast. Couldn't be more excited. And the way they did it was fantastic. They did it with defensive scoring. They did it with fourth line scoring. They got a shorty. And the guy who really put the nail in the coffin was Rax. And the first line gets the much needed 5-3, the fifth goal to get them up 2 goals ahead, with less than a couple minutes left. That's the nail in the coffin.
Would you say in this game that Wotherspoon set the tone?
Wotherspoon definitely set the spoon tone.
Nice.
What he did was he shot the puck up high, and that was it. The goalie couldn't stop it.
Yeah,
and that's all it took. But good win for the Pens tonight. Sidney Crosby playing in his 1400th game. 1,400 games for Sidney Crosby.
That's a lot of games.
He is actually second in the most amount of points in his 1400th game. He has 1,740 points coming into his 1,400th game. And he almost caught Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky has 2,707 400th game. And the reason you don't off the damn ice. They need to start with the second line, because the second line can set the tone. And the thing which is unbelievable is, like tonight, 0 for 2 against Seattle on the power play, maybe even 0 for 3. And they're the worst penalty kill in the league. and they can't score a power play goal off of them. It just they do this, and it happened before with Winnipeg when Winnipeg was terrible. I don't understand how that can happen, but it does. But the good thing is it didn't cost them a win tonight. So yeah, so the Pittsburgh Penguins win tonight. Their next game, let me see when the next game is. The next game, it will be at Calgary, 9:30 on Wednesday night. So that means I'll see you around 1 p.m. Thursday morning for my next Hockey Jesus.
The Flames.
Wow, that was a good Hockey Jesus, especially considering we had to bookend it into this show.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it quick, 5 minutes or less.
What is this? Somebody had meatloaf. I smelled it through my phone after the burp. I don't know.
I don't know, but wow, that's pretty good. You got that smell-o-vision.
Yeah, I don't know.
Send one of those microphones over here. I'd love to see you. I would love to smell Chris's breath right now.
When he paused after he said, "I would love to smell Chris's," I had no idea.
No idea where I was going.
No idea.
Mark, Steelers Freak wants you to put me on wife listening mode. I'll absolutely need it for that 1 a.m. I promise you that, Steelers Freak. I might be in my basement for that. Don't be surprised.
This is the part of the show where we decide to give back to you. Okay. And that's very important. And it's important because you have given us so much of your time and so many of your thoughts. And we feel for that. So we give back to you in this part of the show. And I'm going to let the Grand Schwabini explain how we do that.
Well, there are so many different things to watch. And now that the Steelers are out of the playoffs, we must turn to things such as Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime.
Definitely.
And all those services that we pay through the roof for. They say you're not paying your cable bill. Well, look at your streaming bill. But we are going to tell you what to watch, what not to watch. And that is key because there's nothing worse than starting a program and you're like, I didn't really like it. And should we just quit this one at episode 3? And, we feel for you. Mm-hmm. We're there for you.
We want to help you.
We don't want that to happen to you.
No.
So we're going to give you advice. Just follow the boys on the Sports Porch and you will be guaranteed excellent vision, excellent television
vision.
Vision.
Oh man, you were wordsmithing that so well.
Yes,
and then the end, and just
and then let me do my technical director imitation here.
Okay.
And there's 2 rules that you got to follow. One, if it's a series, you got to finish at least the season of a series. You don't have to watch the whole series, but you can make your comments after 1 season in its entirety or 2 in its entirety. And if it's a movie, you have to see the entire movie.
The entire movie.
You can't walk out of the movie. So with that, Senor,
that was pretty good.
Senor Director de Technical.
Let's roll.
The Grand Schwabini is watching. Since that was such an illustrious introduction, you are watching.
I watched His and Hers on Netflix. Mm-hmm. It was a limited series, 6 episodes, so you can bang through it real fast.
Ooh,
if you notice, that is I think his last name is Bernthal. Is that correct? That is
John Bernthal.
Yeah, John Bernthal.
Walking Dead.
That is the Shane from Walking Dead.
Yeah. He looks more like a Shane than a John, doesn't he?
He's definitely. I think he's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah, and he was also in the Punisher. Punisher on that.
Oh yeah, that's the one I haven't watched.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, I know you guys love that one.
And the lady there is Tessa Thompson.
I really like Tessa.
She's been in some good things as well. So.
Does he bang her really fast?
Inappropriate. Inappropriate.
You're not going to find out.
Disappointed with you.
Not help.
Disappointed with you. So anyway, the story here is
I guess you won't be watching.
These two are married.
The answer is no.
These 2 are married.
Okay.
Okay. but they lost a child.
Right.
And so they had
Sounds
been
like trouble.
spending time apart, but they're not yet divorced. Okay. And Shane, who I'll call him, who actually he's Jack. I think his name is Jack. Either that's his first name or last name.
Is his name Jack Shane or Shane Jack?
Well, he is lead detective in the small town.
Okay.
And there is a murder
Okay.
in this small town.
All right.
And also his wife is a news reporter, and she took some time off from the news because she was dealing with the death of the child.
Mhm.
And now she's ready to come back to the news, and she convinces her ex-boss to let her report on this news story. Okay.
All right.
And so they basically try to solve the murder of this woman, and it goes back to the 4 best friends of Anna Tessa Thompson when she was back in high school.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I will tell you what.
Those small town stuff.
Really, really impressive last episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
To where like here's kind of what it comes down to. First of all, I'd say there's maybe a 25% chance that you're going to get it right who the killer is.
Right.
Okay. The first time you think you've been revealed the killer. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to say you got a 5% chance.
Ooh.
So it was definitely
wow.
It's a thumbs up.
a major surprise, a big 2 thumbs up. Very, very good show.
His and
Wow.
Hers on Netflix.
Did you have
Brent
to like
Robini.
make your way through to that last episode, or?
No, they were pretty much all pretty good.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Nice.
yeah, I would say, yeah, I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6 were probably better than 1 and 2,
Yeah, I got
you know, but
I
yeah.
did hear this about that show. You know, there's actually like, you know, sometimes they'll make like a coda version, like a 5-minute version
Okay.
for like if there was going to be another season or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's this like behind the scenes thing. I can't get it out. I'm sorry. There's just behind the scenes thing where like they figure out who the murderer is, and then at the end he gets shot by a robber, and then he wakes up and the world's filled with zombies.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
The
is.
Walking Dead. That's how The Walking Dead started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
It's a Walking Dead reference.
He was a Walking Dead fan.
Yeah, that was.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
comedy.
a good effort.
Comedy's not your forte.
Good effort.
It's really not.
You worked
but,
too hard for it.
Yeah.
But I did. Sometimes I have good ideas. And since we're on the subject of The Walking Dead, yours truly, the TD, has just finished Walking Dead, Dead City, season 2 on Netflix. Actually, I finished it last week, but
Good old Negan.
I made a promise to the fans on the show a few years ago
You
Sure did.
that I was going to watch every single
Every
Walking
one.
Dead series
Mhm.
all the way to the end.
You
Yep.
did.
And boy, am I upset about
Mm.
that.
This was
Kind of like when
there
you
were-
said you were gonna, every single Pittsburgh Pirates.
there were
Yeah,
two.
that was more enjoyable.
I've watched every one except 2. There were 2 that I watched 1 episode and I said, nah.
Not me.
And that was the Daryl Dixon,
I've watched that.
and this one.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I can deal with like Maggie and
Being friends.
Negan
yeah.
anymore.
I don't want to
You know.
Best friends.
listen. Here's the thing. Like if you were a fan of The Walking Dead, the original one, there was a moment where that one jumped the shark. But I continue to watch it, and I believe it was I still to this day one of the best of all time. Fear the Walking Dead, same thing. Then it had a moment where it jumped the shark. Blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
The first season of Walking Dead, Dead City, I was, of course, the compelling story is Maggie and Negan. By the time I got to season 2 and started watching it, let me tell you, I felt like I was being held hostage by my promise to all of the fans out there.
Yeah.
I forced myself to watch it. It was so utterly predictable and frustrating at the same time.
Mhm.
So that being said, since this is how we give you some of your time back, I'm going to tell you right now, look, if you've already watched season 1, what that tells me is you're a Walking Dead fan.
Right.
Okay. So sure, watch season 2, but just remember, I told you it's not that good. It's time to end this franchise is my opinion. It ran its course. It's awesome, but
Yeah.
Let's do some kind of reboot.
Well,
do something
plus
new.
the 6 episode finale with, what was it called? Walking Dead. They Live or something, or
that was with Rick
Michonne and Rick.
That was good.
Like that was really good.
Yes.
And so that, to me, like that's the end.
Yeah.
That should be the end.
I haven't seen that, so I'll have to see that.
And
that one's really good.
And the problem with the problem with the
like
Walking
Michonne,
Dead series is that the story itself is compelling enough that they're going to be able to get away with.
You could go on forever.
You could go on forever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
here's how they set it up. And I don't want to belabor this. Don't watch the Walking Dead Dead City, but they set it up because in a classic, TV series that has a catastrophic event, what do we all want to know? We all want to know why.
Yeah.
We all want to know what happened to humanity that everybody turns into a zombie now all of a sudden after you die.
And do we finally just eradicate that?
Right. And in year 1, they got close when they got down to the CDC.
Yep.
I actually thought, it's going in a direction here.
Yep. Right.
And then then it became a study of what happens to regular people when, there's a cataclysmic event. And that's fine.
Yeah.
But like at some point here, like
you got to wrap.
Could we get to the reason? That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
It would be very compelling to me if we got Rick back and we could get to some real writing again and like get to the somehow, because of his involvement in all of this bullshit, he stumbles on, because he stumbled on everything else.
Right.
He stumbles on, oh my God, here's a scientist that can tell us what it is.
I think the only way you could move forward is you got to have Judith be the lead character.
You're lying. You're lying.
No, I'm serious.
You like Judith?
Everybody loves Judith.
It is true.
Judith is like the number one character.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look,
let the kids take over.
Yeah.
Now that they're adults.
Yeah, right. Now they'll be adults. She's probably like 16.
Yeah.
You want to know what?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of child actors, like just because I don't think it's kind of like having a really young blues player. You have an 18-year-old blues prodigy.
Yep.
Well, how many blues has he had in his life? You know what I mean? So I'm kind of like on the fringe about like big time life events like that. And then you bring in this younger character that's supposed to be the whatever. But, hey, listen, at this point, after watching this season, I'll try anything.
Well, you would have to.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of kids that have been through some bad things.
You're right.
By the way.
Yeah, I know a few. All right. HJ, we're going to wind it up with you tonight.
I'm going to make this quick.
HJ is watching something that the whole world,
is watching,
and
yes.
I am not.
I've never watched it.
You've never watched any of them?
Not a single one.
Well, you don't need to watch season 5 then. Part 2, season 5, right?
Yeah.
Because they released it in 2 parts.
Right.
The first part came out around Christmas, and the last part came out I think New Year's Eve or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's wrapped up, but here's the problem with it being wrapped up. There's going to be more. That's the problem with it. Here's the thing with season 5. They do finally get to the upside down. And if you've watched all the other ones, I'm sure you've already watched this. And if you haven't, it's mandatory that you have to watch season 5, part 2. I mean, it's just, you have to. There's no way that you can watch this and say what happens at the end, because at the end there are some controversial things about how it actually ended. Did it really end? Did Elle really die, or is she really alive? That sort of thing. And a lot of people said it was very emotional because of the way they did it. These kids have now moved on. They're graduating high school. Now, how they could be in high school for 10 years is beyond me, because this season the series started July 15th, 2016. Okay. It's 2025 for God's sakes. Well, 2026, really New Year's Day. So, I mean, the fact that
wait a minute.
10 years.
New Year's Day changes the year.
Yes.
Okay.
Every year.
I mean, he was making a point of that.
Yeah.
So, right.
Yeah. So it really was 10 years.
Every year.
And that's the reality. How you can, keep these kids looking young for 10 years, you can't.
Right.
And it just was dumb. Like they took the whole childhood high school thing out of the mix, because they're all adults at this point. And I think there will be some spinoffs. I'm not looking forward to them. I probably will watch them so that you don't have to. And if they're good, I'll let you know. But season 5, Stranger Things, it is now over. the upside down is now the right side up, and everything is okay in the world and in Indiana.
I didn't really get it though. Did you like it or not?
Yeah, really.
I didn't really like.
Didn't like it.
No.
So where do you think it peaks? Like, was it the best at like season 3?
Yeah, I think around there.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
They should have. They just extended it for too long.
Mhm.
And the stuff that they did in the first 3 seasons, like the mirroring of like 1980s themes, was really well done. But the way they did this upside down was terrible. It was absolutely awful. I get it now what the upside down is, but it's dumb. It's just dumb the way they did it. But the parallels with the 1980s and the first ones, well, like with E.T. and actually even in some cases they brought it back in season 5 when they killed this big spider thing. It had some Die Hard themes to it where like things were exploding and there were helicopters and stuff like that, like stuff that happened in Die Hard. But it's really obscure. You'd have to really stretch to say, yeah, that was really well done, because I didn't think it was.
Okay.
Too long of a series. Not as long as The Walking Dead.
Are we on fire?
I was just trying to send a smoke signal.
What? Have the Pittsburgh Pirates started?
No, we're not going to talk about it. I got to make that louder. All right. I know. That's what I'm doing. Okay, guys, listen, I want to thank everybody who comes here week after week to watch us and watches all of our TikTok reels, shorts, and all that good stuff. Thank you for being to the Sports Porch Black and Gold at the Sports Porch Podcast. That's where you can find us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, click notifications. You'll see us every Monday night at 7 p.m. You'll see Hockey Jesus up here after every single Penguins game, and you can always catch up with us on the podcast. I'm the technical director for the Grand Schwabini, for Hockey Jesus. We'll see you next week. I am out.